Welcome to the 2021 Senior Girls Basketball Recognition. The Warren City Schools Administration would like to thank the students and families for being a part of our athletic programs and wish these young women the best in all their future endeavors. Our first senior is Andronette Tuna Brantley, escorted by her sister, DeAndrea. Tuna has been a team manager for the basketball program for 4 years. Her favorite basketball memory was taking a trip to Florida with the team last year, and also the holiday parties at Coach Lloyd's. Tuna's plans after high school are to work in the nursing ministry or to be an OBGYN. Next up is Kamara Bender, escorted by Cameron Washington and Courtney Waters. Kamara has been playing basketball for 11 years. Kamara is a 4-year starter in basketball. She has received All-State honors, 3 years All-Conference honors, and she has already scored over 1,000 total career points. Kamara's favorite basketball memory is on Monday, January 4th, around 6:20 p.m. at Moody, when Aaliyah hit Marielle on the forehead with the basketball. Kamara plans to further her academic career, going to college to be a pharmacist. Our next senior is Faith Birch, escorted by Alfie and Amy Birch. Faith has played basketball for 6 years. Faith is a member of the National Honor Society with a 4.0 GPA. Faith is a 3-year All-Conference honor and Player of the Year. All-Northeast Ohio Inland District, All-District Team, and All-State Team. Faith has earned a full scholarship to attend Cleveland State University to play basketball next season. Faith's favorite basketball memory is having team parties for the holidays over Lloyd's house. Faith plans to major in psychology at Cleveland State University. Next up is Diamond Phillips, escorted by Fernando and Tia Phillips. Diamond has played basketball for 8 years. Diamond is an honor roll student in school, and some other accomplishments include all-conference in basketball, volleyball, and track. Diamond has been a team captain and leader in all programs that she's played for. Diamond's favorite basketball moment is hanging out with the team at Coach Lloyd's. Diamond plans on attending college next year and majoring in sports management. Next up is Tone Smith, escorted by Denasia Coleman and Krista Smith. Tone has played basketball for 2 years. She is part of the Inspiring Minds program and also the band. Tone's favorite basketball moment was making signs for the seniors last year. Tone plans on joining the military after school. Next up is Alicia Williams, escorted by her dad, Trevor Williams, and her brother, Dante Barnes. Alicia has played basketball for 7 years. Alicia focuses on maintaining her grades in school, all while maintaining a job and working hard in basketball. Alicia's favorite basketball moments are having team functions over Coach Lloyd's house. Alicia is undecided which college she wants to attend next year, but plans to major in sports management. Fans, please give a Warren Harding greater round of applause for our 2020 Warren Harding Girls Basketball Seniors and their families and friends.
Do you want to lay low for that? What do you think? What do you want to do? Do you want to lay low for the game starts? Because it's going to be a few minutes. It's going to be 20 minutes for the game starts. Is that cool? Is that cool with you? Yeah. Yeah, right, exactly. I might go and see if Frank can do that. Make this easier for him. Give me water.
All right, we want to recognize 2 seniors from Chaney, Janasia Robinson and Keziah Jackson.
Mr. Witt wants to know once they start playing music. Go ahead and do that now.
To respect the game. Thank you. At this time, please stand to honor America in these trying times with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. The officials assigned to this contest have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association in the All-American Conference. The officials for tonight's contest are Anthony Christine, Rick Jones, and Patrick Brown. Let's give our officials a round of applause. And now let's meet the teams. Starting for the Lady Cowboys. At 5'4", number 0, guard senior, Janasia Robinson. At 5'4", freshman, number 1, forward, Sky Kitchen. Number 3, at 5'5", forward, freshman, Ariana Berry. Number 5, 5'3", guard, senior, Keziah Jackson. And rounding out their starting 5, number 41, standing at 5'8", center, freshman, Jermaine Thompson. The Lady Cowboys are coached by head coach Kenesha, 4 assistants, Kamala Gonzalez, Kamala Carmaz, Camila Gonzalez, and Dorian Karen. Now it's time for your Lady Raiders. Starting senior 5'6", plays guard or post, number 00, Tamara Bender. Number 2, also senior, standing a 5'5" guard, Diamond Phillips. A senior, standing 5'6" guard, number 3, Alicia Williams. And number 23, senior, standing 5'7", post, Tony Smith. And rounding out that senior class, number 22, standing 6'1", post, Faith Burke. The Lady Raiders are coached by head coach Frank Caputo, assistants Jason Ray, Mark Morgan, Chelsea D. Paulo, DJ Noko, and the fantastic managers of Cameron Stewart, Andrew Brantley, and Riley Rogers. Now let's play ball.
Good evening, Raider fans. Glad you could join us. It's basketball time at the corner of Atlantic and Elm, the Fieldhouse at Harding High School. And tonight, your Lady Raiders play host to the Youngstown Chaney Lady Cowboys. We're getting all set to tip off here. We'll be ready to go in just a moment. Tom Bird here along with Fred Whitaker. Always a pleasure, my man.
Absolutely. Good to have you here. Good to be here with you in the Palace. Back in the Palace, baby. Back in the Palace. It's good to see some basketball here again. Feels like it's been forever.
Yes, it has.
It feels, but this is back to a little bit. It feels a little bit of normalcy, which is nice. A little piece of normalcy here.
Yeah, getting all set for the opening tip. And the opening tip is controlled by the Raiders down deep, and the ball is lost out of bounds, and it will go to the Raiders at the baseline. Diamond Phillips inbounding the ball from the baseline, gets it out to the corner. Kamar Bender inside to Faith Birch, up and in, and the Raiders take the early lead 2-0.
They're going to try to take advantage of that height pretty early, I think.
6'1" Faith Birch in the middle for the Raiders.
Absolutely.
Lady Cowboys working the ball down around. There's a shot from deep outside by number 0, Janisha Robinson. No good. Rebound Raiders. On the break, Diamond Phillips. And Diamond Phillips tries to follow it up. And the Raiders, or Cowboys, right? Lady Cowboys come up with that rebound. Selena Williamson pushing the ball up court, gets called for a travel.
Couple extra steps there. Nice play down at the other end here by one of the Cowboys, keeping Diamond from getting the ball to the hoop there. Just kind of stood her ground. Nice play there.
And Diamond Phillips working the ball up court for the Raiders. Inside to Faith Birch once again. Oh, a little short. And the Lady Cowboys again with a rebound. Diamond Phillips on the break. And Phillips up and in with the layup, and the Raiders on top early 4-0.
Hectic pace to start here a little bit, which is expected, I suppose.
Lady Cowboys setting up their offense. That's number inside. We've got a jump ball. Change of possession.
We'll stay here. Lady Cowboy ball.
Staying with the Cowboys here, Tom. I'm really interested to see, how the Raiders are going to adjust here. It is early for them. This is one of the earliest games. They're a little behind some of the other teams in the area because of not being able to play. So I'm wondering how the team's gelling so far. I'm interested to see that tonight. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
Had a real successful season last year, so And a good strong senior class in there. So
Yes, they
Faith
did.
Birch with the rebound. Long pass down court to Kamara Bender. Bender brings it up. Faith Birch comes up with a rebound, and Faith Birch with the follow-up.
Excellent play. The Raiders just a little better getting down the end of the court here after the rebound. That's a couple fast break chances there for them. So the Cowboys are going to have to address that, or this might be a tough one for them tonight.
You could see that height advantage starting to take hold for the Raiders early on.
Right.
Tanae Smith with that rebound. Raiders bring the ball back down. Inside once again to Faith Birch. He's fouled. The bucket is good.
Birch with the and one. Great pass from number 3.
Faith is heading to Cleveland State next season. So she's we're expecting great things from her there, but she's a strong contributor here, team leader, and I think they're going to be feeding her quite a bit this season. Got to take advantage of that.
And very strong in the classroom, I might add as well.
Yes,
Faith
she
Birch,
is.
the epitome of student athlete.
Absolutely.
And she completes the three-point play, and the Raiders jump out to a 9-0 lead early on. 5:45 to play in this first quarter. Janaisha Robinson out here trying to drive it in. She loses the ball. Picked up by Bender. Bender leads the pack and all the way down, and Bender with the layup. 11-0 Raiders early on.
Expecting a time. Yeah, we're getting a timeout over here. I'm not surprised by that. Got to collect themselves a little bit. You don't want this to get away too early, Tom. This is it's already 11-0. So
you've got a team with a height advantage, and they like to get down the court quick. And Chaney trying to slow things down here a little bit.
Absolutely. You know, and I think that Harding has an experience advantage here as far as the more seniors on their team. So I think this is a good call here by the coach. Just try to collect the team a little bit. 11-0, you're already at a pretty big deficit. So I do like how they've been staying, though, when they're down underneath the hoop, they've been staying planted. So they have done a couple nice jobs of defending shots under down low. But once again, like you said, the height is almost too much to handle.
And that experience, too, if you remember that starting lineup, Chaney's got a couple freshmen in that starting lineup.
Right.
So, and again, a strong senior class for the Raiders taking advantage of that right now.
Absolutely.
McKinney inbounds the ball. Robinson back to McKinney. McKinney pushes it up court as Lady Cowboys set that offense up.
Raiders playing a strong zone here, Tom. We're now like double team.
And there's a double team down the corner, and there's another turnover. Bender down court to Diamond Phillips. And she'll draw a foul and go to the line.
Reason I mentioned that, just the resiliency of the team and how they're going to gel. The first game they had this year against Moody, they fell down early. And they relied on the seniors, Phillips. They relied on Birch. They relied on Bender to really get the team back in. They ended up with a 10-point victory. But they fell down early. They were down by, I think, 16 at one point.
So this is a team that got a little taste of adversity right out of the gate.
Absolutely.
Diamond Phillips missed on the first attempt, and she puts the second one in. And the Raiders up their lead to 12-0 as we're just under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. McKinney in the forecourt down. Hits Robinson down the corner. Robinson throws one up, and that's in. And the Lady Cowboys are on the board.
On the board. Tom, as I'm watching Chaney here with the ball, it's difficult for them because you don't have really a post game down there. You can't really feed the ball inside because you're at such a height that's advantage under there. So they're really going to have to move the ball around the perimeter. A lot of to-the-basket cuts if they have any chance of getting those close shots, because it's going to be hard to get underneath here with the disadvantage they're at.
Absolutely. And that pass was not a well-advised pass. Down to Diamond Phillips, another fast break. Bucket is good, and another opportunity at a three-point play. Chaney tried to force that ball inside, and it just is not going to work for him right there.
No, it's not. That's what I said. They're going to have to do some cutting to the basket, but that there, the center of the paint was too cluttered there. You can't force that pass. Nice job of finishing there, too, through the contact. Great shot there for the three-point opportunity.
And Diamond Phillips sinks the free throw. And the Raiders extend their lead to 15-2 as we approach the 4-minute mark in this first quarter.
Ball out of bounds off the Lady Cowboys. It'll be Raider ball.
Pass goes out of bounds.
4 minutes left in the first quarter. Score 15-2.
Raider basketball as Diamond Phillips brings the ball back up court. Raiders set their offense up. Inside to Bender. Nice slashing move right there.
There was two seniors without having to do any kind of real communication, just knowing where each other is on the court there. Great bounce pass there. Nice cut to the basket. Excellent play.
Robinson from deep. There's nothing there. Faith Birch on the rebound. Again, the Raiders on the fast break to Bender. And up and in again. Another foul. 19-2 Raiders.
I think we can see the strategy here, Tom. You get the rebound. You got two players cutting down towards the other side of the hoop. And you just make a great pass ahead there. Quite the launch from one end of the court to the other. Not quite LeBron James, D. Wade style, but not bad. Not bad.
And Kamara Bender sinks her free throw, and it is a 20-2 Lady Raider lead as we approach the 3-minute mark in this first quarter. Seems like McKinney and Jackson doing most of the ball handling for the Cowboys. Faith Birch fighting inside, and Faith Birch with the putback.
Over four people there on that rebound. That was impressive. I really thought Jackson had a nice pump fake down here, but she didn't quite score the ball after she did it. So that's, you got to finish that play for Chaney.
Robinson tries to get the ball underneath the Sky Kitchen. Kitchen kind of loses a handle on that one. Out of bounds. Ball goes back to the Lady Raiders. Sky Kitchen, one of those freshmen in that starting lineup for the Lady Cowboys.
You don't like having too much young talent, but at the same time it's nice because you feel good about the future of the program for sure. But it's difficult when you're playing a team with a lot of experience like this.
And Diamond Phillips breaks free down the left side, puts the layup in. 24-2, Lady Raiders. Eight points early on for Diamond Phillips here in the first quarter. There's the shot and another bucket. Janaisha Robinson puts one in for the Lady Cowboys.
Nice shot by Robinson there.
Inside to Faith Birch once again. High on the glass. It doesn't go. That ball's going to come off Kashia Jackson. Lady Raiders get the ball back off of that.
Via Berry and also...
I got to say, Tom, I walk after school sometimes here to kind of keep myself a little exercise in this cold weather, and you can see Faith Birch in here shooting, taking shots after, she's always working. She's always putting in the work after hours. You could see it on the court.
Violation by the Lady Cowboys. It'll be Raider ball.
And Kashia Jackson takes a couple too many steps there. Ball goes back to the Raiders. Number 4, Aaliyah Cole has checked in for Harding. And inside to Faith Birch once again, off the glass and in. And that's 11 for Faith Birch early on, 26-4 Lady Raiders.
Great start for her tonight.
Robinson tries from downtown, and it's Bender up with the layup. That falls short, and Faith Birch with the putback. No, again, and she'll get fouled.
Foul on Faith Burks, number 22. That's her first, team's first.
You see Birch fighting down there for the rebound there.
Back into the game is Tone, 23.
Like Michaela Powell and Vi Berry also in for the Raiders at this time.
We also have Tone Smith has checked in as well.
Tone Smith, so giving those starters a rest early. There's Long and a three. Kashia Jackson puts in the three for Chaney.
Jackson seems to have pretty solid ball skills. A couple nice pump fakes today. Pretty good rotation on that shot. So, she could be putting up a few points tonight, which is good.
And you can see Jackson and Robinson doing most of the ball handling for the Cowboys. They're seniors.
You would expect that, yeah.
You can see them taking a leadership role down there. Kamar Bender trying to get that play set up. Getting a one-on-one situation over there on the right side. Tries to drive the lane. And up and in.
Not going to be denied there. Nice job. Up and in. Nice fake. Well done.
28-7, Lady Raiders with 5.9 seconds.
A few tennis shoe timeouts tonight. It might be time to move to Velcro. Might be time for the Velcro shoes to be coming out.
Jackson from way downtown trying to beat the buzzer. And that's the end of the first quarter from Harding. Your Lady Raiders 28 and the Lady Cowboys 7.
Thank you so much for joining us here tonight on WSCN. Tom, it's good to have you up here as always.
Yeah, it's absolutely my pleasure.
Tom was, of course, with Eddie, our dynamic announce team over at the Mollenkopf events. So nice to have you over here. I do want to give a shout out to the students of WSCN who are here, helping to put this production together. Frank Bozak is helping out quite a bit. Trevor Donnelly, Noah Sitch, Alex Richards, all also alums and former WSCN students as well. And then we have several WSCN students that are here manning the cameras. So really excited to bring this to the community. We know that this is not a perfect scenario right now, not being able to have a huge crowd here. You usually want things to be a little more boisterous. But for right now, we're just happy to have some basketball. Let the kids get a chance to have their season. That's what you want.
Absolutely.
Tickets will go on sale approximately 48 hours prior to the date of the event.
I'm expecting here with a sizable lead. I think that we may see them rotating in a few more of the younger players for the Raiders here, get them a little experience early on in the season.
And Diamond Phillips brings it in to start the second quarter. Alicia Williams for three, and she hits.
Smooth shot.
Alicia Williams.
Great stroke from Williams there.
Alicia Williams checks in and immediately makes her presence known. Again, Jackson and Robinson trying to set that Chaney offense up. And that pass bounces off Jackson. Back to the Raiders.
Just watching here, Tom, I got to say, Coach Caputo, even though they only had a couple games under their belt, the girls are doing a great job of shifting. They have this 2-3 zone going right now. And, they're steadfast. They're not really being fooled. They're kind of staying in their positions.
Alicia Williams trying again, and Faith Birch still in there fighting again. And there's
Michaela Powell.
Michaela Powell with the putback.
Michaela Powell puts it back.
No hesitation on that putback, Tom. That's why she was able to score that. Score right now is 33-7.
Jackson and McKinney in the backcourt trying to get something going for the Cowboys. McKinney puts one up and eye off the glass, no good. There's Diamond Powell leading away down there on a fast break. Powell from the corner and, Diamond Phillips from the corner.
Dime, dropping a dime. Nice job there, Diamond.
Diamond Phillips now in the double figures in the scoring column.
in my AP class. Brilliant young lady, Tom.
Phillips trying to get Aaliyah Cole down there. She loses a handle on it, tries to get it back. Chaney comes up with the ball. And Phillips again with the rebound. And Phillips takes it coast to coast. And that's Diamond's 12th point of the night, and the Lady Raiders extend their lead to 37-7 as we're 5.5 minutes left in the half. Diamond's also a very fine calculus student.
Absolutely.
Is good at all facets.
She can do it all.
Another 3 ball.
Jackson with the 3, and almost kind of forgot you got to get back and play defense.
You got to
after
do that.
Michaela Powell puts one up off the long pass. 39-10, Lady Raiders. And that shot is blocked.
Blocked by Faith Birch.
And Faith Birch with a block.
It's difficult. You start to get frustrated, too, because if you're the Cowboys there, you get a couple of rebounds, and they're kind of just trying to put the ball up as quickly as they can. You'd probably like to see them reset that offense and try to move the ball around a little bit more. But once again, when you're underneath there, it's difficult.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier with the experience. You see that the Raiders are snapping off passes. They know where people are going to be.
Right.
And it's almost like you can watch Chaney, and they have to think where they want to throw the ball. They need to move the ball around, but it's just not happening quick enough to outpace that zone defense for the Lady Raiders.
Yeah, that comes with time, like you said, but
Janae Smith with the rebound, tries a long pass. That gets away. Kashia Jackson again, trying to bring it up court fast for the Cowboys. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Janae Smith. Didn't quite get set there.
took a pretty good shot there. I'm glad to see her get up that
We have a
quickly.
blocking foul on number 23, Tony Smith. That's her first, team second. The ball will be taken out of bounds.
That's a bad position to be down there, trapped along the baseline.
And anytime they're tied up again.
We'll stay here.
I do like whenever they pass the ball here down to the corner near the baseline, it seems like the Raiders snap quickly into a double team, which is a great defensive strategy too. That zone becomes even more effective as once you get around the perimeter of it, the pressure is increased a little bit. More turnovers, more rushed shots.
Lady Raiders using that out of bounds as another defensive person down there. There's a shot high off the glass, another three.
Kaz Jackson.
That makes it 39-13. Kashia Jackson with 6 points right now for the Lady Cowboys.
Putting up a couple threes here, Tom.
And we're tied up again underneath the basket.
Jump ball will stay here. Lady Raiders retain.
Alicia Williams inbounding. She hits Bender off that and up and in. And that's kind of what we're talking about right there. That was just automatic, smooth.
Right. Bender is really displaying the ability to cut to the basket here quickly. No hesitation there, and that leads to some points.
And you even got one of the non-starter in who's on that pass right away. That just seemed to be really in sync where the Cowboys not quite.
That's what I said. I was most excited to see that. I wanted to see, Tom, if they could adjust, if they were able to come together quickly as a team, even though they haven't had a lot of regular season games yet. I believe this is their third game of the season, but it's nice to see that they're already kind of gelling here.
And there's a couple extra steps for Kamara Bender trying to get that in there for the layup. That ball's going to be turned over to the Lady Cowboys.
You know, Tom, it's a little bit easier, too, to continue success. Like you said last year, very successful. And I think when you have a season like that, you know, you grow as a unit, and the people that remain there, they want to lead as the seniors did last year. So I think it keeps a little bit of that cohesion for the team next year.
Oh, absolutely. And Jackson down in that corner, and that ball is picked off by Tone Smith. Kamara Bender inside once again, not quite.
That turnover down here was caused by that double team on the baseline again. It's working almost every time for them to cause a turnover there.
We have a foul on number 21, Michaela Powell.
Yeah, I think if you're Chaney there, the only way you can really break that double team is if you have someone break from the other side of the court to the top of the key. That's really your only chance to break that. Otherwise, they're going to keep double teaming them the entire time.
And that's that sharpness, you know, get that ball back over there quickly to where, you know, the Raiders are able to jump in there and double team somebody. That's going to leave a spot open, but Chaney doesn't get the ball back to that open spot quick enough.
Right, it's just not fast. And once again, we keep going back to it, it's experience as well. But I think that the Raiders coaches here have done a good job of preparing the team as much as they can under interesting circumstances, to say the least.
We have another timeout here late in the first half. 2:32 to play and a half. The Raiders on top of the Lady Cowboys, 41-13. Lady Cowboys will be inbounding the ball here momentarily. Relatively clean game, not too many whistles so far.
No, they're letting them play, and I think that both teams are playing a pretty clean game so far.
McKinney brings that ball up court, gets it into Jackson. And Jackson, high off the glass, doesn't go. Nice save there by Tone Smith. And Bender gets fouled on that attempt.
I did like to see down here at this end, though, Chaney with a little bit of a pick there for that opening up that three-point shot. Didn't go, but they need more of that, more pick and rolls to really kind of break up that double team that they're getting a lot down there.
Kamara Bender at the line, shooting 2. Into the game, Faith 22-2. Phillips.
Faith Birch and Diamond Phillips checking back in for the Raiders. And Kamara Bender hits on the second charity toss.
Got 3 seniors in double digits already, Tom. That's the kind of leadership you want to see.
That bodes well as the season moves on.
It does.
Robinson and McKinney. Now Jackson drives a lane and can't quite get that one to go. And
kind of got her on the follow through there. It looked like almost a clean block.
I think the first block, yeah, I think she tried to get that put back and then she caught her on the wrist.
Right.
That's her second, team fourth.
That's going to put the Lady Cowboys on the line for 2. That first one rattles around the rim, doesn't go down.
For Williams is Tone. I'm sorry, into the game for 14.
One of my favorite things about doing this, Tom, with students filming the games is like you get some new students for the first time doing a game like this. So, you know, it's good experience for them, which I really like. And, you know, they're kind of learning the ins and outs of the camera work. So it's nice. It's a good experience, but you know, at first you're going to have a couple quirks early on in the season. You know, it gets sharper as we go.
Raiders on the rebound, on the break again. Diamond Phillips for 3, and it goes. Nothing but net for Diamond Phillips.
Great shot there, great form.
Diamond Phillips looks like she's leading all scorers right now with 15 points in this first half.
Ball out of bounds off the Lady Raiders. It would be the Lady
We get the thumbs up from Frank Bozak up here. Everything must be going well.
Everything's going well.
Everything's going well. Frank Bozak's giving you the thumbs up. He's just handing out thumbs up here like candy.
Jackson for three. Nope. Follows it up, gets the ball back. A lot of hustle out of Kashia Jackson for the Cowboys. And this time, Diamond Phillips comes up with the rebound, breaks up court quickly. Down to Faith Birch. Faith tries to turn around. She is fouled, and that one is good.
High kiss off the glass. That was beautiful. Beautiful shot. That was fun to watch.
Basket on number 5. Foul on number 5. Kaz
Faith
Jackson.
Birch with 13 on the night so far, and at the line trying to complete the three-point play.
Faith at the line, shooting
Good defense
long.
played by the Kaz Jackson. There's just nothing you could do about that. You know, she turns around, you get the foul, and she's able to kiss it off the glass there. Some high-level skill play underneath there.
And Faith gets that one to go in. That's her 14th point of the evening. Under 40 seconds to play in the first half. 48-13. Lady Raiders on top by a wide margin. Kashia Jackson once again. That goes a little bit long. Kamara Bender with the rebound. Kamara Bender finds Diamond Phillips all by herself. And Diamond Phillips with her 17th point of the evening.
Kamara Bender.
Remember the game NBA Jam when they would be on fire? That's what's happening here. The trio of seniors are on fire right now.
Yes, they are. Another long attempt for the Cowboys, and that's the end of the first half. Your Lady Raiders head into the locker room with a 50-13 lead.
Lady Raiders 50. Lady Cowboys 13.
Be a short break here, Tom, for half. We will not be ending the stream. The stream will continue, but once the second half continues, we'll be right back with some more action.
And 43 of those first half points from that trio of seniors. Faith Birch, Kamara Bender, and Diamond Phillips have just taken charge of this ball game.
That was some quick math by you, but of course, that should be your area of
That should
expertise.
be.
Yes, absolutely.
And we'll be back in about 9.5 minutes. We will bring you the second half. Stay tuned, Raider Nation.
Contest between the Warren G. Harding Lady Raiders and the Youngstown.
Welcome back, Raider Nation. We getting ready to start the second half here.
Youngstown Chaney Lady Cowboys.
The Raiders will begin. Looks like the Lady Cowboys begin possession. Lady Cowboys facing a mountain this third quarter, down 50-13.
All right, let's rumble.
And Robinson tries to go long. She's short. Faith Birch with the rebound. Tries to get it inbounds. And it looks like they're going to call Diamond Phillips on that one.
Kind of a hustle play there.
Yes, it was. That could have gone almost either way.
It could have. I was wondering what they were gonna, who they were gonna call that on, but
That could have been, well, you're down 50-13. We'll put the foul the other way.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Faith was kind of fighting for the ball, kind of tossed it behind. They're like, yeah, you know.
Robinson down that corner, and ball taken away by Aaliyah Cole. Quickly out to Diamond Phillips. Phillips misses the rebound, but Faith Birch with the follow-up.
Hustle there. That's a hustle play.
And again, we see all that trouble Chaney gets into down in the corner against this zone defense. Robinson trying to shoot from inside. There was a hand on that ball. Faith Birch brings it out of there. Another rebound. Faith Birch brings it up court. And Birch takes it all the way. Not quite. Aaliyah Cole inside, loses a handle ball, and it is Chaney's ball. Jackson trying to run the fast break down here for Chaney. And she misses on the layup attempt. Winds up with the ball again from deep down. Again, that's off the back of the rim. And there's that height advantage for Harding.
Absolutely. I actually thought they were going to call traveling there, but the Raiders ended up snagging the ball. Yeah, the problem here is like you said with the zone there, anytime Chaney wants to take a shot, you can't take those 7 to 10 footers.
Pass inside to Tone Smith. Tone Smith gets on the board. Her first points of the evening. 54-13, Warren Harding.
Yeah, that's the difference in the post game there. Smith's just hanging out down there under the hoop. An easy toss over the head of the defender. Piece of cake score there.
And slight block on that, and Faith Birch with the loose ball. Birch bringing back up court again. Birch pulls up with the shot, no good. Diamond Phillips underneath with the rebound, and Diamond Phillips puts it back up and in.
I thought that was going to be a tough shot. She made that look easy.
She did.
She made that look very easy. I thought it was going to be a tough turnaround shot and graceful.
And another block there. Tanae Smith got a hand on that shot. Faith Birch down to Diamond Phillips. Phillips backs up outside the three-point arc, and she sinks it. 22 points for Diamond Phillips on the evening.
Just really impressed with the mastery of the basics that they're really showing here this early in the season. Just not making a lot of mistakes right now, Tom, and that's good to see from this squad.
Jackson drives down into that corner, and that ball's picked off by Aaliyah Cole. Aaliyah Cole drives up, hits Diamond Phillips again. Phillips tries to get it inside, but Tanae Smith winds up with it, and Tanae Smith off the glass for her 4th point of the night.
Hey, look what I found. Look what I found. Nice putback there.
I think there were 2 other Raiders in between it that pass might have been meant for. Tanae Smith gets it, puts the 15-footer back up. 61-13, Lady Raiders. And Kashia Jackson, as she has most of the night, trying to set that offense up. That pass got away, and Diamond Phillips with another pickoff.
Smart play there, Tom. Resetting, bringing the ball back, setting up an offense here.
And she finds Faith Birch out on the side. Birch drives it in. She doesn't make the bucket, but she will draw the foul.
You could see the frustration there. She wanted to finish with that because she knows she could have there. Going to have to make it up on the line now, but nice strong move to the basket there.
And it looks like the Raiders are getting ready to pretty much empty the bench right here. We've got 3 Lady Raiders getting ready to check in.
That's one of the things she works on. I see her at the foul line all the time working.
Lady Raiders, number 5.
It's consistently improved every year the last couple of years on free throws, so she's going to need that the next level too.
Oh, absolutely. Michaela Pound, Selena Williams check in. And that one goes in and out, and Michaela Powell gets called for the foul. Alicia Williams checking in as well. Faith Birch will take a well-deserved seat over there for the 3rd quarter right now. 17 points on the night for Faith Birch. Cleveland State bound Faith Birch.
The Vikings. Can't stop the Vikings.
Pass back out to the top to Jackson. Jackson for 3. In and out.
Pretty good shot. She was eyeing that up for a while. Just didn't quite go for her there.
Violation by the Lady Cowgirls. It'll be Lady
Not a bad
Raiders
idea.
ball.
Just kind of shuffled the feet there. Not a bad move, but shuffled the feet. Got caught for it.
Kamara Bender back in the ball game. Brings the ball up court and finds an opening in the lane. And up and in. A little finger roll there.
Lays it up. And in.
Kamara Bender with 14 on the evening. Janaisha Robinson with the 3.
Nice shot there by the senior from Chaney. Calling a grab there underneath on the drive to the hoop.
Foul on Robinson. That's her second. Ball out of bounds to the Lady Raiders.
It'll be Raider basketball, taking it out. Kamara Bender bringing it in on our own baseline. Bender with the ball. Bender up for 3. A little short right there. And Chaney comes up with the rebound, and the ball stolen again. And Kamara Bender with the steal. Up and in and fouled. Opportunity for another 3-point play for Kamara Bender.
Tremendous series there by Bender. Getting the steal, taking it up. Just really the ball hawk there. Looking for it, finding a way to take the ball, and then not finishing until she was at the hoop with the and-one opportunity. One of the best plays of the night there.
A lot of hustle.
Absolutely.
Big hustle play right there. Free throw good.
Got to cash in the extra one there.
Yes, you do. Kamara Bender with 17 on the night as the Lady Raiders take a 67-16 lead, coming up on 2.5 minutes in the third quarter. Robinson back out to McKinney. McKinney over to Jackson. Jackson from way downtown, in and out once again. Rebound for Alacia Williams on that play. Inside to Powell. Powell couldn't quite get that one to go. She gets the second one to go.
Finishes that time. I think the first time she was expecting a little contact, didn't get it. So the misfire, but the second time she was ready.
That was Powell's 6th point on the night. Little block there by Smith. Kamara Bender comes up with the ball, and Kamara Bender takes it all the way in for the layup. Coast to coast, Kamara Bender. 19 points for Kamara Bender on the night, and the Raiders have now jumped out 71-16 as we're winding down this third quarter, about a minute and a half to play. And Powell with the steal.
Oof. Went down hard there.
Rebound for Selena Williamson. And the Raiders are just controlling the ball. Kamara Bender back up again. 21 points for Kamara Bender.
To show how it's done. Into the game for the Lady Raiders. Faith Burks, 22, Phillips, 2.
Birch and Phillips coming back in now.
Lady Cowboys, number 2.
And you can see just little things like even little passer ball off the leg and
right.
just everything is just it might be there in a year or so, but it's just not quite there yet
right.
for the Lady Cowboys.
With experience, it will come. But it's tough. Anytime you face a team that's got the advantage like this, and you're in an unfamiliar building too, there's a lot of things working against him here. Coach is still coaching him up though.
Kamara Bender with the steal. And another 2 points for Kamara Bender.
What I like to see the most there, the unselfish play, Tom. She's going to the hoop there, but Diamond could get the pass, doesn't, but it's still falling up in case the shot goes awry. She can grab it, and she can put it in. So nicely done.
Diamond Phillips inbounds. Kamara Bender in the corner, drives it around. Short jumper, doesn't go.
Calling over the back there, I think.
Diamond Phillips got a little bit of the hand of that Chaney defensive player in there. The ball's going to turn over to Youngstown Chaney.
Got a foul on Tony Smith.
Sorry, that was Tone Smith on the bow. On the foul.
I don't. From the reaction of Tone, who's holding her hands up like I didn't do that. I think it was Diamond. I think you're actually right there. I think
that could have been.
The in-house announcement was a little off because Tone does not seem happy about that.
Kashea Jackson trying to beat the buzz in the third quarter. And we will head to the fourth with your Lady Raiders a commanding 75-16 lead.
Cowgirls, 16.
You know, if you're the coach here, you want to tell the Raiders to stay sharp though, because they're going to face some teams down the road that are going to demand that you give the full 4 quarters of your fullest effort. So
Absolutely.
You don't want them to become a little lackadaisical here.
Yeah, Mike Phillips, the trainer, in the house.
Pretty jovial atmosphere in here, actually, for the amount of people that are here. It's kind of people are having a good time. I think people just like to be out and about a little bit, you know.
The game this evening, Brother Rosiel and Brother Gabriel. Let's give our administrators a round of applause.
I'd like to remind the fans that at the end of this game, we are going to conclude our stream of the girls' game. But shortly thereafter, we will return with the stream of the boys' senior night for the Raiders. And then the boys will take on Chaney as well. Nice back-to-back here. Girls varsity, boys varsity.
And we're going to pick up action now in the fourth quarter. Raiders inbounding the ball. Diamond Phillips will bring it into play. Inside to Faith Birch. Faith in the lane. Up and in once more. And Faith Birch records her 18th and 19th points of the evening. Robinson tries a jumper, no good, and that's underneath. Sky Kitchen tried to put that up, but no contest when you're up against a 6'1" Faith Birch in there. Birch in the lane one more time. Rebound by Kamara Bender. Diamond Phillips brings it out. Back into Birch. And this time Birch finishes it off.
Smooth gliding shot there. Using that height to fullest advantage.
And again, 66 points amassed by that trio of seniors on the Lady Raiders.
If you're Coach Caputo, you'll take that all season, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Diamond Phillips bringing the ball up. Down to Kamara Bender in the corner. She gets it inside to Faith Birch. Birch drives the lane one more time, and one more time. Faith Birch lays it in. (81-16), Lady Raiders. Janesha Robinson tries to drive the lane. It bounces off her leg, and Faith Birch got hit in the arm there, up slow off of that.
Don't like to see that at all.
And it looks like the entire Raider lineup is going to swap now.
Reserves coming into the game for Warranty Harding.
Looks like we've got Zoe Jenkins in there, Aaliyah Cole, Selena Williamson is in the ball game.
Zoe Jenkins.
Yeah, this is the experience you want to get. Get the rest of the team a little experience too. Get them ready. You want to add to your depth. You know.
Vi Berry and Mara Ingram rounding out that Raider lineup right now. And
34, Mariah Ingram.
Pass was a little off the mark. Turn it over.
It was, but there you had again someone breaking towards the hoop on that. Just got the pass got away there, but just in the basic function of that play, it's kind of what the Raiders have been doing all night.
And I dare say we've probably seen the last of the Raiders starters on the evening at this point.
Yes, I think that's a pretty safe assumption.
Zoe Jenkins gets the ball up. Zoe Jenkins out front, trying to set that offense up. And there's a foul on Janesha Robinson.
Got a foul on Robinson.
Robinson got just a little aggressive there trying to get the ball.
Team fourth.
I'm sure that as a senior here, you sense there's a couple players that maybe are a little more unfamiliar with it, so you're trying to get a little more aggressive and get a steal, but just a little too aggressive on that one.
Jenkins inbounds the ball to Zelina Williams. And Selena Williams gets herself on the board with the easy layup.
That was an excellent pass. Bad rotation there by Chaney. Didn't follow her, and she was just able to get a free run to the hoop there. Got to keep moving.
You know, and you want to see your reserves come in. You're not trying to run the score up, but if there's an easy basket, you want to hopefully you see your reserves take advantage of that and put the ball in the hoop.
Yep.
And there's another one right there. As you said, you're going to face some tougher competition down the road, and they're going to have to play a bigger part, obviously, later on.
Yeah, they had a 3-on-2 there, so you want to see them finish that play.
Basketball number 4, Leah Ford.
Jackson for 3. She's short, and that looks like it's off the foot of Mara Ingram on that. That'll be Chaney's ball underneath the basket.
Jenkins might have gotten a hand on that shot. I'm not sure. Oh, not Jenkins. I'm sorry, Barry. My apologies.
Jackson up and in and out on that three-point attempt.
Might have called over the back on that. I thought it was
a foul underneath on the Chaney player. Actually, it must have been on the Harding player.
That's her first.
And there's a turnover. Jenkins brings that ball up, looks underneath to Aaliyah Cole, and Cole puts it in.
Out of the 5 on the court right now, Cole has gotten the most playing time tonight. She's gotten a couple good steals. She's gotten a couple of nice cuts to the hoop here to get some points. So you like to see that?
Tanisha Robinson high off the glass, in and out. And Zoe Jenkins with the offensive foul.
Foul on number 34.
They call a moving screen perhaps there.
Blocked. That's her first, team 5th.
You don't get too upset if you see that. You just want to remember that for the future. That's all. That's what this is all about. Just remembering can't be moving on those.
4 minutes to play in the contest. 87-16, the Harding Lady Raiders. Dominating performance tonight against the Youngstown Chaney Lady Cowboys. We give them a lot of credit, Fred. They're out there. They're still hustling. They're playing hard. They're down a lot, and they're playing hard.
Yeah, they're not. They don't. That's what I'm most impressed by with these young ladies. They don't have their head down. They're still giving their full effort, and that's what you want to see. That's exactly what it's about.
It's not the easiest thing to do when you're down by 70 points with just a couple minutes left in the ball game.
No, it's not. But that's the most important thing here. I think that's what sports does. For young athletes, it kind of allows them to get through some of those more difficult times like that. And I think they're doing a great job of that.
Barry tries the 3, bounces it off the rim. Selena Williams brings it down, and Selena Williams with the layup and draws a foul.
Nice scoop. Look at this scoop. Nice. The underhand layup there. Well done. Finishing strong.
That's her second, team 5th.
Selena Williams goes to the line, try to complete the 3-point play.
I think we'll be seeing more from the Williamson, the sophomore, here in the next couple years. It's good to see.
Off the back of the rim, Chaney rebound. McKinney with the long pass down to Robinson. Robinson eyeing that 3, gets it back out front to Jackson. Jackson with the 3-point, I think a hand on that one, and there's a travel on Aaliyah Cole. Couldn't quite get her feet set with that one.
2:49 left here. Game winding down.
By the Lady Raiders, it was the Lady Cowgirls ball.
Lady Cowboy ball out underneath on their own baseline. There's another turnover. Selena Williams. Sky Kitchen gets turned around and throws up a desperation layup, and that one gets in.
That one goes down. Nicely done. Williamson lost that there. She got kind of caught from behind, but showing some strong handles there.
And again, Selena Williamson goes around the back. She's shown that a couple times now. Zoe Jenkins tries to take it into the lane.
Got a foul on 3-4.
Called a foul there on the Raiders. I don't know about you, Tom. I mean, we're both teachers here at Harding High School. It just feels nice to have the young people back in the building right now, doesn't it?
It is. You're here all week and you're talking to a computer screen. It's nice. It's nice to see the students in any capacity. It's good to see them.
The reason you do it, and that's exactly it. And so it's nice to see them back here, much better than the just having them on the screen there for sure.
And that pass gets away. Ball goes back over to the Lady Raiders. A minute 41 to play in this game. 89-18. Selena Williams will bring the ball up court and put it in play for the Lady Raiders. Jenkins off the pick over to Ingram, and Ingram with the nice play.
Great play. That's what you want to see right there. That's excellent. That's excellent. You don't have your starters in right now. That was some starter level rotation there, though. That's what you want to see.
It was. Ingram with the rebound. Hands it off to Zoe Jenkins. She'll bring the ball up court as we hit 1 minute left to play in the ball game. Again, 91-18. Lady Raiders. And there was nobody home for that pass.
Just want to tell any fans that are watching here, if you're watching the Lady Raiders right now, WSCN will be bringing you as many of the girls' home games as we can. We'll bring in as many as the boys' home games as we can. Varsity is our main focus this year, but we want to try to get it so people can see these young ladies and young men play.
And the follow-up by Vi Berry.
Nice follow-up there.
Vi Berry.
Janisha Robinson gets in the lane and puts up a deuce for the Lady Cowboys, 93-20. And again, a lot of respect to those ladies. They're hanging in there. They're playing hard all the way to the end, and it's not easy to do.
No, it's not, but it's good. It's good to see the Raiders here stay focused. They also got some experience here from some of the younger players as well. I think Coach Caputo has to be pleased by what he saw here tonight, I'm sure.
We have to clear the gym so we can sanitize it before the boys' game.
And there's your final score. Lady Raiders 93, the Youngstown Chaney Lady Cowboys 20.
Thank you, folks.
We'll be leaving here soon, ladies and gentlemen, but we will be back before too long. Don't forget to subscribe to the WSCN YouTube channel if you'd like to be informed anytime we're going live with one of our sporting events. And we will be back shortly with our varsity boys as they take on the Chaney Cowboys.
Stay tuned, Raider Nation. We'll be back shortly.